Hello, Christian.
Hello, Brandon.
What are the major factors that you consider when discussing the greatest football players of all time?
Well, you would have to look at stats, right? But I think not only how they are on the field, but how players are off the field. I feel that how they act when not throwing, chasing after, kicking the football adds to what they bring to the NFL as a whole and as an organization. And it also feeds the viewer delight as they watch the football go from one side of the field to the other, back and forth, in a constant struggle for that touchdown, and in the end, for victory.
So, am I correct in saying that a major factor in your personal ranking is personal character of the athlete?
Yes, I believe that, and I feel that it is, for me, it really makes the player if they are able to not only perform on the field, perform, great, whether it be passing well, sacking that quarterback, whatever the case may be. As long as they're playing well on the field and they're being great individuals off the field, that can really decide how great a player is to me.
And who would you consider to be the GOAT?
Oh, it's a tough one. It's a real tough one. I won't lie to you. There's so many players out there who bring so much to the table. It really is tough. I don't know if I could, that's a real tough one, I will say.
Do you have a personal bias in making these determinations?
I wouldn't really say I have a personal, well, I guess, yeah. Yeah, I do. Like I said, it really just depends on, how well not only they perform on the field, but how they are as individuals. It expands upon the viewing pleasure and the hype, if you will, that comes along with going to any sporting event, but like football, for example.
What would you say your biases are as it comes to ranking these players?
Well, it would be how entertaining they are to watch on the field. If they have a sort of personality, if they have the drive to succeed, and if they can make a name for themselves.
Is there anyone playing currently that you could see breaking your personal top 5 of all time?
Honestly, I don't know if I could tell you, but it's if I were to be honest with you, I don't believe so. I don't see. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some great talent out there. There's always going to be, in my opinion, great talent. As time goes on, as the sport and the organization, the NFL, as they evolve. But truthfully, at least for now, in my opinion, I don't see really any players kind of topping that list.
Who, in your opinion, had the highest football IQ?
I would say, it's real tough. trying to think of his name. Yes, I believe his name is Aaron Rodgers. I believe that he is a very talented football player. He's able to read the field and plan out the routes to success that his players will then follow to grab that grand victory at the end of that fourth quarter.
And what about his play makes you consider him the smartest?
I think that he considers every player on his team. He tries to make a path of victory that his teammates can follow, and he's overall just a team player who really wants to see his team succeed. And so he makes sure to not try to be the overall star of the show, doesn't try to hog the limelight, if you will. He involves all the players on his team so that success and victory can be within reach.
In recent football memory, who do you think changed the game the most?
Who do I think changed the game the most? Oh, his name is failing me. Instead, I will talk about him in not very specific terms. He is a player that is part of a franchise known as the Patriots. Now, this certain individual is one in that loves his family very much. He is he won't shy away from showing love and affection, and he knows how to throw that football no matter what state it may be in, whether it be a fully aired up football or a questionably deflated one.
Is that what you're hinting at? Changed the game the most
Yes.
from his play?
Oh yeah.
Who do you consider to be the GOAT defensive player?
Ooh. That's a tough one. There's so many players out there who have a strong defensive game. It would be quite difficult to name one, I will say. It's tough. There's so many different players, so many talents.
How has Michael Crabtree's performance changed the course of the San Francisco 49ers throughout the 2010s?
He provided a flair, a fire, a passion for not only his team, but for the watchers of his team, the fans who will stick with them through the fire and the flames, if you will. The ups, the downs, the goods, the bads, the roughs and the smooths. But he has brought a life to the 49ers that cannot be defined by words. I could give you any number of words, any number of synonyms, but none can truly describe what he brings to his team.
And what position does Michael Crabtree play?
Whatever he feels he excels in the most. If he
Fine.
wants to be a, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
But
go ahead.
if he wants to be a quarterback, let the man be a quarterback. He wants to be a linebacker, let him be a linebacker. He wants to be defense, stick him up there. Let him be a pillar that holds the team back, that holds the enemy team back, pardon me, and keeps his other teammates safe and allows for plays to be successful.
The NFL is an organization that year by year is subject to change.
Of course.
Would you like to use your platform now to advocate for any change in that organization?
Well, I'd say a fair change would definitely be the safety of the players. You know, no matter what sport, no matter what the case may be, safety should always be numero uno, the number one priority. Because if you have a great player who's showing great promise, you know, putting out great stats, being a great pillar for the team to kind of surround themselves with, you don't want that player getting injured. So, improving the safety of our players, whatever those changes have to be done, should definitely be top priority.